Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a video. Haven't spoken to you guys in a while. How's everyone doing? I just wanted to share some knowledge. So I was kind of picking my brain to see what I can talk about because I do have some ideas for videos that I want to do for you guys. Mainly the bath salt ones, but I want to wait to do that one because I have an ingredient that I'm waiting to get. So when I do make those bath salts for friends, I will post that video up for you. So today I just thought that I'd talk to you about the importance of being in tune. Being in tune with your body, being in tune with the universe. As many of you already know, one way to get in tune is to meditate. Meditation helps you to shift your body, shift your brainwave patterns, and shift your mind into a more spiritual state, and to shift your mind to your spirit in the different vibrational levels within the universe. It helps you to connect with those levels once you're taking yourself out of being here right now in the physical and going to the spiritual plane and vibrating on that spiritual level. Meditation helps you do that. So it helps you be, if you're meditating on yourself and your spirit, it helps you be in tune with that. Or if you're meditating on your outside surroundings, the universe, nature, it helps you be in tune with those vibrations. I just want to touch a little bit on vibrations. The way that it works is everything is here on one plane, and everything is here beside one another. So you have these different planes, whether if it's physical or spiritual. Those realms are side to side, and they're all vibrating on different levels. Obviously, the physical realm vibrates a bit slower than the spiritual realm would vibrate, which is why you can't see the spiritual realm with your physical eyes, because the spiritual realm is vibrating too fastly for you to notice it. But if you were to meditate and shift your brainwaves and just with your spiritual body connect to the spiritual realm, you could have an experience in that spiritual realm. You could also journey or astral travel, whatever it is you do, out from the physical body and visit the spiritual realm. Or you could receive messages through your spiritual psyche from the spiritual realm, and that would come in the form of visions and other psychic forms, messages that you would get. So when you're attuning with those different levels, just remember that they are vibrating on different waves and at different speeds. So in order for you to be able to attune, you kind of just have to shift and adjust yourself to be able to lock into those speeds and lock into that vibration and become one with it. The more you expose yourself to those vibrations, be they out in nature or just, attuning with your spirit, attuning with your ancestors, whatever the universe, whatever energies you're attuning to, the more you expose yourself to them, the more connected you will become with them. You will create a bond, and it will be kind of a spiritual cord that's connected to those planes, and it will resonate with you in your daily life. So that is how you can grow spiritually. If I just cut myself off from those things and I never meditate, or I never contemplate on any of the things or think about those things, I never raise my vibrational level so that it connects to those things, then I will forever stay on that lower vibrating level, and I won't be aware of the other things that exist outside of my vibrational level. And that is how you can get people, who's someone who's like really sensitive to those things and someone who just doesn't, who isn't aware of those things. It's because their vibrational level hasn't been raised to that point yet. And you get some people that they call old souls who, you know, in their past life, they've already done the work to raise their vibrational levels to that point. So when they're born into their new life, they already are sensitive to those things and can pick up on those things, compared to someone who might have never done that. But you can work on raising your vibrational level so that you can attune with those other energies. And it is important that you do raise your vibrational level, because if you think about what we are spiritual beings. Our spiritual energy body is what forms the physical body, and you want to connect to your spirit because that is the essence of what you are. You know, a lot of us every day going on in our daily lives, we operate from our ego. Ego is on a different plane. It's in the mind, and it's on a mental plane, and you have emotions that's on the emotional plane, and you have your physical body that's on the physical plane. But a lot of us operate from the physical plane, we operate from emotional plane, we operate from an egotistical plane, but very rarely operate from the spiritual plane. And if you look at the way that Western society is compared to other societies and cultures, that is what is lifted up, you know, in Western society, you know, be it live your life, you know, make money, you know, be the American dream and have the American dream. And you can understand if you put those things first, the people would think that, you know, people wouldn't really pay attention to the spiritual side, which really, if you think about it, is just as important. And it makes sense to pay attention to everything if you want to be a well-balanced and well-rounded person, because it's all about balance, right? This whole earth journey is about, you know, learning and growing and evolving, and we can't do that if we're one-sided with things, or if we're out of balance, or, you know, have tunnel vision and you can't see the whole picture. I'm just kind of rambling, but I just wanted to share something with you guys, because I have, you know, a lot of topics that I want to discuss, a lot of knowledge that I want to put out there, and I just wanted to come to you guys today and share something that was on my mind. I just wanted to also say that the importance of attuning, meditation is one thing, but you also need to be careful of what you are putting in your body, because the substance that you're taking into your physical body does affect your spiritual body as well, because you have to realize that it's all connected. I could like draw a diagram for you guys, but I just want to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So you have your spiritual body that extends out outside your physical body. It extends out and it's bolted down to your physical body by nuts and bolts. These nuts and bolts are your chakras. So your chakra, those energy pathways, are actually what keeps your spiritual body grounded to your physical body, and your spiritual body actually is the shapes your physical body into being. So knowing that there are pathways that connect your spiritual body to your physical body, that should also tell you that what you put in your physical body can also affect your spiritual body, and vice versa. What you put in your spiritual body can also affect your physical body. So, and it would create what you call blockages. Cancer, illnesses, things like that can be created from emotional imbalances that affect the spirit, mental imbalances that affect the spirit. You know, if you have a certain emotion, certain feeling, something's gone wrong with you, your body would react from that plane, react from that energy, and it would create a hormone that would be secreted in your physical body that could create a tumor or, create an illness. These things can actually be cured by physical means, whether it be taking herbs and things like that, and they also can be cured by spiritual means, whether it is, taking a spiritual journeying into the spiritual realm to remove that blockage through a meditation or astral travel. So there are ways to do healing both ways. But my main point, because there's loads of science when dealing with this stuff. Sorry, my hair is looking kind of crazy. Okay. But my main point was to say that being mindful of what we put in our spiritual bodies and what we put in our physical bodies also weighs on our being able to attune. Because if you're creating blockages, you're not going to be able to attune well. It's going to hinder you. So if you eating, you should be careful what you eat. Food from Mother Nature, from the planet, from the earth, which we come from. When you eat that food, you are able to receive the messages from Mother Nature and the earth and the planet, because the food has a certain DNA, it has a certain structure, and when we take it into our body, our brain, our tongue recognizes that DNA and will be able to tell us what it is, because you have to realize if it's food that our ancestors has been eating, since the beginning of time. So we are ancestors, how we develop and developed into who we are now, so our bodies will be able to recognize that, just as our ancestors' bodies were able to recognize that. If you eat an apple, your body knows what an apple is, and your body can say this is an apple and be able to break it down and be able to store the apple into different areas that the apple affects, be able to take out the healing properties that apple has and put that to where it needs to go to heal or to cleanse. There's an apple or a banana or a vegetable, and there's reasons why these things help, and heal. It's just not a coincidence. It was made that way by Mother Nature. It has a certain DNA and that is a code that your body responds to, because your body also has a DNA and a code that can pick up on there. It's a link. They link together when you eat them. So you have to think, if you're eating stuff that doesn't have DNA, that doesn't have a code, that is man-made and processed and manufactured, this stuff is not going to be absorbed into your body the same way as food that comes from Mother Nature. Now, if you're eating potato chips, I got nothing against potato chips because I have some now and then, but I'm just giving you guys examples. Candy, food with no DNA, processed stuff. Your body takes that in and it can't recognize it. It might recognize certain things out of it. Most of it's like sugar. Oh, this is sugar, or this is salt. And in the case of processed foods, this is an excess of sugar and this is an excess of salt. But the food as a whole, it really can't recognize what that is, because it doesn't have any DNA, and your ancestors haven't been eating it for years and years and years. It doesn't know what it is. So when the food goes into the body and it says, well, I don't know what this is, it can't break it down correctly. And what happens when it can't break it down correctly? The food becomes a toxin. And what happens when the food becomes a toxin? Your body pushes it somewhere, and you keep eating food like that, and then the toxins start to build up. Okay, and they start to build up in your body, and then you get illnesses like inflammation and cysts that may become tumors and all that other stuff and illnesses that occur from foods like that. And if you're sick, you're not at your optimal being. You have what they call blockages. You know, it affects the way that you can produce energy and take in energy. So it will affect the way that you're being able to attune. And if I just to touch a little bit on, you know, what you put in your spiritual body, when I say that, I mean, you know, being careful about the people that you are intimate with, because ladies and men's, who you have sex with can affect your spiritual body. Because you have to realize, this might be a little R-rated for the youngins, but you have to realize that the penis has a chakra in it, and the vagina has a chakra in it, that the heart has a chakra in it, that the mouth has a chakra in it, that the mind has a chakra in it, and that when you put a man and woman together, they become the yin and the yang, okay? The penis chakra goes in to the vagina chakra, the lips connect together, the mouths, they become the yin and the yang. For a woman, the man's projective energy is the penis. For a woman, her projective energy is actually the breast. Yes, the breast. So when you connect them together, they create that unified symbol. They become one, yin and yang. So you just have to know that through that whole process, you are sharing energies. Don't think, oh, this is just wham bam thank you ma'am time, because you know what, in that process you do actually exchange and keep stuff, and you can keep stuff for a lifetime. And I'm not talking about, you know, STDs or whatever. I'm talking about just energy. You know, it could be bad and funky energy that you're picking up if you with the wrong people. You know, look at the HPV thing that's happening, guys. You know, now all of a sudden people getting throat cancer from, you know what I'm talking about, from doing, you know, having oral sex, or vagina cancer from having sex with people. That is because of energies that are being swapped back and forth. And if you're constantly being with people who have all these blockages and bad energies in their body, and you're constantly doing stuff with like these random people, or even if they're not random people, just people that are not clean energy wise, you're picking up that stuff, and it can cause a manifestation, a buildup in your spiritual body that can manifest as a physical problem in your physical body. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go too far into. I just wanted to share a little bit of this with you guys. Some of you guys may have never heard of this, but if you really do your research, you know, I haven't only looked at Wicca. Like I said, I've looked at shamanism. You know, there are sciences that discuss this. You know, there are loads of information that you can find out there that talks about this stuff. But, you know, I just wanted to kind of just bring this information to you guys and just kind of like help share what I know, share my knowledge, and hopefully help expand somebody else's knowledge and help somebody else out there. So my point of making that was, you know, that is one way that you can have something that affects your spiritual body. You know, it can also be emotions that can affect your spiritual body. Having a negative emotion over and over and over again, just as a positive emotion over and over and over again, can affect your spiritual body, but in a good way. So you just want to be mindful of things that can cause you blockages in your spiritual or in your physical body, and affect the way that you are able to attune with Mother Nature, attune with the deities, and affect the way that you are able to receive messages, and also affect your quality of life, you know, with sickness and illnesses and things like that. I do plan to do segments where I talk about health, and it's spiritual health and it's physical health, you know, things that can help you out, whether it be herbs or certain meditations, things like that. That is an idea that I've been mulling over for a while, and I do want to come to you guys with that. It's not going to be right away because it's going to take like loads of research, but I'm going to put myself through a detoxification and cleansing process, and I'm going to take you guys on that journey with me and share all the information with you that can also help you out as well. Okay, I think I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys were able to take something from that. Like I said, it was a bit of a ramble, but until next time, peace, love, and blessings, guys. Stay healthy. Bye.